Carl Davis is a driving force behind a new strategy in Memphis crime fighting.
We've made enough success at this point, honestly, to say that this will work.
Carl manages a team of more than 200 Memphis allies, on-the-street connectors to the guys with guns most likely to shoot.
A lot of the guys that we hire, out of those 200 employees, most of them are former high-risk individuals themselves.
Like Tito Porter, whose teenage criminal career made headlines some 20 years ago.
They lost them at one point, but after a broadcast went out, officers from the East Precinct spotted the suspects and started chasing.
You get a mask, you get a gun, you go rob. We thought it was the right thing to do. We thought that our lives were so hard that nobody ever gave us anything, and we thought it was okay to take. A dog-eat-dog world. Yeah, it was October the 13th, 2005. That's when I was arrested. And that's when my life changed, you know, for the better, actually.
So one of them died, right?
Well,
These days, alongside his Memphis Allies teammates,
right now we had 8 homicides. Last year we was at 18.
Tito attends incident review meetings after every shooting that happens in Memphis.
You know, just make sure that nothing else is finna come about this situation.
Scanning news stories.
Yeah, we really want to try to find a name so we can just check on them at the hospital.
Seeking names or connections to those who pulled a trigger and their victims.
So we know, like, for every one shooting, there may be a minimum of 4 retaliations. That's at a minimum. So our job is to jump in and prevent the next shooting from happening.
They are, like I said, from the communities that we serve. They are former high-risk individuals, and so they give us what we call a license to operate to go into these neighborhoods where a lot of people can't go into.
They do that by actively seeking out youngsters ages 12 to 17 and men 17 to 35 prone to gun violence. Tito Porter and his teammates try to identify who might want to pull the next trigger by carefully studying posts on social media and even riding MATA buses with Memphis Allies logos on their clothes.
You know, you gotta be out there. If you wanna reach the people, you gotta be out there where the people can see you. Like, hey, those Memphis Allies guys, they'll go anywhere. They'll hop on the bus. They'll go to North Memphis, South Memphis. They'll go to Orange Mound. They'll go to Westwood. They'll go anywhere and show up with a smile, show up with love, show up with a plan.
And what is the plan? Constant engagement and a steady stream of Memphis Allies love that comes in the form of daily contact, life coaches, and clinical approaches to overcoming trauma, taking the best of the best ideas from promising programs across America.
It was nothing we could copy and paste because Memphis is a little different than the cities we visited. And so after going and studying and researching, we decided to form what we call the SWITCH model. And there's a couple different meanings for SWITCH. First of all, it's an acronym. It stands for Support with Intention to Create Hope.
Switch is also the name for an illegal device that switches a regular pistol into an automatic weapon.
And we decided if you're using a switch to transform a gun, we would use the SWITCH model to transform a life.
There's evidence it works. Of the 600 men currently being served in the SWITCH program, 91% have not received a new gun charge while actively engaged with Memphis Allies. A shiny statistic that is the fruit of 24/7, 365 relentless effort.
And so it's times that we have to be out at 1 and 2 in the morning and picking up that phone, because that phone call could definitely be the difference between life and death or jail and freedom. And so we have to pick up the phone at all times of the night.
Youth Villages has invested millions into Memphis Allies' multiple centers citywide.
We do provide meals for our guys when they come into the building for either individual sessions or group sessions a couple times a week. But we also provide stipends for our guys, so we incentivize them based on their participation.
For Tito Porter, incentives come from under the hood. He teaches auto repair to some of the guys in the group to rewire participants' thinking away from getting a gun and seeking retaliation.
I try to steer them towards things they can do with their hands and provide for themselves and family in the future.
And so, in a way, the car repair place you have here is a metaphor for repairing lives that have gotten off track.
That's exactly what we're doing.
Memphis ended 2025 with 184 murders. The tireless work by Tito and his Memphis Allies teammates may have prevented many times that number.
We know the names behind those numbers. You know, we know the families behind those headlines. So I mean, it's fine to celebrate 184, but when you know those 184, it hits a little different, right? And so we not only look at those murder numbers to celebrate, we look at, okay, JoJo was about to retaliate, but his life coach and outreach specialist was able to pull up on him, and now retaliation is not at his forefront of his mind anymore. That's a way better success than any of the other stuff to us.